Interesting facts about the Bible, part 99. Did you know that in the original Hebrew, Eve was not made from Adam's rib, but from his side? Most of us have heard the story of how God put Adam to sleep and took a rib from him and fashioned Eve, but that is not what the Hebrew says. In fact, what it says is tzelah, which means side. We see this word tzelah again in Exodus 36:25. For the second side of the tabernacle on the north side, he made 20 frames. In all of these cases, tzelah is referring to an entire side. You could also say half. Tzelah is used again to describe the Ark of the Covenant in Exodus 25:12, 2 rings on one side of it and 2 rings on the other side. The word tzelah is used. So when God takes one tzelah from the man to make the woman, Eve comes from an entire side of Adam's body, not a single rib. That's why Adam says, "This one at last is bone of my bones and flesh from my flesh." And in verse 24, it explains why a man leaves his father and his mother and clings to his wife, and they become one flesh. In fact, in Jewish Midrash and in some of the Gnostic texts, it says that Adam was made with Eve as part of him, and they had 2 sets of heads, they had 2 sets of arms, and they were one being, both of them together. And so when God puts Adam to sleep, he cuts him in half and separates out the feminine side and the masculine side. That might sound very bizarre, but if you look at descriptions of cherubim, we will see that they look very much like this too. They had multiple faces, multiple sets of arms, multiple sets of wings. And so it is thought that possibly Adam and Eve were the same, where they had the multiple faces, multiple arms, and God halved them. So why do we say rib? Well, many believe that that comes from the Latin Vulgate used by the Catholic Church to diminish the role of the woman and say that she's inferior because she came from one small part instead of being half of the original man created. When you are with your spouse, when your bodies become one, you are coming together again and you are that one flesh.